Question number 12, Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, what is the expected value of the dividends from TVNZ that the Crown will forego as a result of the dividend relief agreement related to the SkyCity deal?
Honourable Bill English.
The Government has agreed to dividend relief for TVNZ to help it cover the costs of a significant investment in the major refurbishment of the central Auckland building that it currently occupies. Some of the refurbishment costs will be met by $10.6 million the company will receive from the sale of a package of land to SkyCity. The rest will be met through foregone dividends. TVNZ is currently in discussions with contractors regarding refurbishment, and I prefer not to release an estimate of the dividend relief while they are undertaking commercial negotiations, but happy to do so when those negotiations are finished.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
Why wasn't the cost to the Crown in lost TVNZ dividends included in the assessment of the value of the SkyCity deal, which is looking better for SkyCity and worse for New Zealand by the day?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, because it wasn't part of any consideration of the arrangements around SkyCity. The opportunity arose, I think, actually, in fact, I think the catalyst for it was the idea that Telecom had emptied a building and there would be an opportunity for TVNZ to use that building in transition while the main TVNZ building was being refurbished. Those issues have only ever been considered in the last 3 or 4 months.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I seek leave to table a letter from Minister Foss saying that TV New Zealand could reduce the dividends to facilitate the sale of land to SkyCity.
Leave is sought to table. It's a letter from Minister Foss. Leave is sought to table that letter. Is there any objection? There is none. It can be tabled.
Supplementary. Supplementary, sir.
Order. Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
What is the value of the social and economic harm that will arise from increased gambling and gambling harm in New Zealand resulting from this deal?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, this deal has not been part of the considerations around SkyCity, although I know the Greens don't count jobs as having any social benefit, but this deal, like the SkyCity deal, will create more jobs, certainly in the transition, but it's an investment that TVNZ is making for its own future. It happens that selling those buildings to SkyCity enables SkyCity to have a better convention centre. In that sense, it's a win-win.
Point of order.
Point of order, Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question was about the value of the social and economic costs, and the Minister has not answered the question.
The member didn't use that question. She used what's the value of the social and economic harm, and that she put in an opinion. She may well be able to justify that opinion, but the Minister then addressed the question. Point of order, Dr. Russel Norman.
Mr. Speaker, it was a very direct question.
Order. Can I just clarify? Is the member disputing a ruling I've just given? Because if so, I'm going to be. Well, then, if it's a fresh point of order, I'll happily hear it. It better be.
The Minister, in the Minister's answer, he used the occasion of his answer to make derogatory comments about the Green Party. I see it has nothing whatsoever to do with the answer to the question.
Order. If the member finds those comments derogatory of the Green Party, then I suggest he's just too sensitive.
Well,
order. I have a point of order here. Point of order will be heard in silence. A point of order from Chris Hipkins.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Previously, and there are several speakers' rulings regarding this, members have been told that we can expect like answers, the like style of answer to like questions, so straight questions.
Could I just ask the member to refer me to which speakers' rulings he's referring to?
I haven't actually got the exact numbers, but I'm sure the clerk will be able to tell you which ones. But anyway, the principle behind them is that a like question gets a like answer. So if it's a straight question, you get a straight answer. If it's a political question, you get a political answer. Repeatedly what we've seen here is where the member asking, I think, relatively straight questions, the ministers used that to attack the position or the supposed position of the person answering the question.
The member obviously didn't listen to my point of order. The question had a level of politics in it when it talked about the social and economic harm being done by the casino deal. The Minister took the opportunity to respond by saying, what about the jobs? Listen, this is a political debating chamber. The question was, with an element of politics, the answer given had an element of politics. And if the Greens find that, I've forgotten the words the member used, derogatory, I don't believe it was so. Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
How can the government be sure...
Order. The member now start the question again.
Certainly, sir. How can the government be sure that the economic case for the SkyCity deal stacks up when it doesn't know what the costs will be and it is relying on SkyCity's numbers for estimates of the benefits?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, with respect to this deal, it wouldn't have been included in calculations about costs or benefits, because it's really an opportunity that arose out of the fact that the SkyCity deal was eventually completed. And SkyCity, on completion of that deal, has been looking to make sure that the convention centre is as economic as possible. The government has been looking at whether TVNZ ought to consolidate its buildings from, I think, 3 or 4 buildings into one. That one building needs refurbished. That will come at some cost. And the government as an owner has been willing to invest in that alongside the proceeds of the sale of land to SkyCity. That's how it's worked. So that's why this deal has not been included in any calculation of costs or benefits around SkyCity.
Point of order, Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I seek leave to table an email from an independent advisor to the Ministry of Economic Development saying that all the government's numbers come from the SkyCity and are not independently verified.
Leave is sought to table. Well, do we need to know who the author of that document is?
It's an independent advisor. It's to Roger Wigglesworth. It was given to us in confidence.
Well, the easiest way is to put the leave and it's over. Is there any objection to that anonymous email being presented? There is objection. We now come... Order. We now come to questions to members. Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question